guys, Cher here, and Merry Christmas! So, this is going to be a really, interesting video to end off with the 12 days of Christmas, since this is the very last day of that. So, because it's Christmas, sorry if my hair kind of doesn't look good, and I'm wearing my Christmas pajamas for this year. Thanks, Mom. And the story that I'm going to tell you today, and yes, it is a story, it's kind of a little tale, and probably not that interesting, but I promise you there is going to be some interesting stuff after this. So this is the story of how I personally got into anime, and I'm sorry if it's a little choppy, because the story was kind of, or my experience with anime is a little, mixed, considering, how I thought I was going to be interested in. I probably didn't get into it for a while, and then I got back to it, and then it goes off from there. So, I think most of you are aware that the first anime I've ever seen was, of course, Pokemon, and that anime is probably the series that most kids my age were introduced to, because the series came out, or the video games came out in 1995, the TV show came out in 1997, so by the time I was like 4 or 5 years old, the show was really on a roll. It just kicked up, it got the English dub, more seasons to the anime were in gear, which I didn't know what that was at the time, considering I was a very young age and I didn't know how TV worked, obviously. But I really loved Pokemon, and I begged my parents for me to stay up late so I can watch it. Again, I was like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I didn't know what anime really was. That was until I got into middle school / junior high, where I discovered that anime was a separate genre of cartoons. I discovered it through my sister. My little sister, like, she's a year younger than me, so she's not that little by much. She would bring home, manga from school that she would borrow from the library. She would read it and return it back home, and then she would buy volumes by the bunch from Barnes & Noble, because when I was younger, my mom didn't buy me a new pair of shoes or a purse whenever I did something good. She bought me books. And books are a greater reward, by the way. So whenever we would go to the bookstore, my sister would want to buy the latest volume of Naruto or One Piece. But little did we know back then that volumes of manga are expensive to buy, because they're about the same price as a regular novel, which you only buy like 1 or 2 of, like once a, I don't know, month or something like that. So I was like Naruto or One Piece. I remember those shows on TV as well, so I was like, nah, I knew Naruto was really dumb, and I think when I saw an episode of One Piece for the first time, it was the 4Kids dub, so I knew that was going to be very stupid to begin with, so I was just like, nah. But then my sister, found shows like Ouran High School Host Club, Death Note, Soul Eater, and I thought, well, okay, I guess these are decent, and I mean, let me tell you this was like the beginning of the 2010s, so I literally had no idea that these animes were classic to even begin with. I really didn't get into it when, I met my friends in 9th grade / 10th grade, and I had no idea that they were into anime either, so when I entered high school in the 10th grade, because our high school has only, sophomore to senior years, the school had an anime club, and I didn't want to feel left out, so I thought, I'm gonna try the first meeting, and I'm gonna see what that's like. Going to that meeting, I had realized, I think I found my people. Because it's not that anime was the first thing I was thinking about, it's that these people were almost like me when it came to, structures of art that I had not seen before, but they were dedicated to studying the craft that is anime, and they taught me that there are different genres of this craft that could appeal to everyone. It's not that anime specific to, or it caters to one person or section of the anime community. It tries to stretch out to all these different branches. And the one anime that they really got me interested in when I decided to continue coming to this club every week is that they showed an episode of Fairy Tail. It was the 3rd episode, but regardless of that, I thought the show was so funny, and I really loved Lucy's and Natsu's antics, so I thought I want to continue this series by myself, and I managed to find, I think, the videos on YouTube or Crunchyroll or something like that, so I started, or I actually found some of the manga volumes in the library, so I started reading them as well, and I was indulged into it. Like, I wanted to get into it more, so I stayed in the anime club until I graduated high school, and I was just, I don't know how else to put it. I became sort of an otaku right then and there, because then I finally realized that little Japanese store that was in Disney World's Epcot, like, you know, under the hibachi restaurant, yeah, that actually caters to the otaku community as well. So now every time I went into that store, I finally realized where most of the stuff came from, and I wanted to get their merch, despite how expensive it could be, because, you know, Disney prices, they like to jack everything up. So, like I said, this story was not really interesting or very complex. It's not like anime had a very huge impact on my life. It was just, I found something new, and then when I researched deeper into it, like how I said in my Fruits Basket video, that Fruits Basket was one of the first manga that I have ever completed the entire series of, it's one of those things that, who knows, something from your everyday life could become like a part of you for the rest of your life, and anime is one of those reasons why I wanted to restart this channel after years and years ago. This used to be a covers channel, or just me singing stuff. Well, that, and one of my best friends, I found out he had a YouTube channel, and because I was watching his videos, he kind of re-sparked my inspiration to restart this channel again. But regardless, these 12 days of anime made me realize one of the reasons why I wanted to restart this channel. I wanted to share the anime that I liked, or what I didn't like, because I wanted to reach out to the rest of the anime community and have a conversation with them about certain things, whether the anime video is structured or not. So, I promised you guys that I would try to make this video a little bit more interesting. And this second part of the video is not exactly anime related, but it is kind of an announcement for how this channel would probably change just slightly a little bit. And it's not the physical channel itself or the topics of the channel itself specifically, but it's hopefully how I can reformat my videos. So, as you guys know, today is Christmas. So, I got a lot of surprises from my parents when it comes to video making in particular. So, little very short story. When I used to create my covers years and years ago, that was when my dad had a video camera, and so I used that to film my videos. And before I found out what iMovie was, and when I got my Mac for the first time, my dad would just edit those videos a little bit. So, I discovered that my dad actually never got rid of the camera that I used to use. I thought, years and years ago that he, sold it because there was a time where he was like a huge, photography fanatic, and that he would just buy, cameras and lenses and certain parts by the bulk. But then when he stopped really doing, camera stuff, he decided to sell most of his cameras, and I thought the video camera was one of them, and I was actually genuinely upset. So I was talking to my dad in the car before Christmas, like, whatever happened to that video camera that you used to have? And unexpectedly, he was like, I don't think I ever got rid of it. It was probably in the closet somewhere. And I was like, what? I thought you said at one point you were selling your video camera. And he said, no. Well, misunderstandings, I guess. So right here I have the battery pack, or the charger thing for the battery. So that's one thing. I got cables, I think that for the charger as well. And also cables for connecting my camera to the computer for storage purposes. Here's the battery. And the pièce de résistance, the actual camera itself. This is a 3MOS Panasonic video camera, full HD. It's a couple years old, but my dad tested it. It still works. So that's good. So how I would use to film this thing was this lid actually flips over, and it's a screen that actually shows you what the lens sees. So you can see yourself, how you're positioned, and you can help like zoom yourself in and out, which you have the buttons right here. You have the power button, which is right here. You have some other buttons. You have this. You actually have this button, which, or this one, I mean. This one actually takes your photos. If you're just holding it like this, you could just snap a picture. It also snaps pictures too. So, I mean, cameras, that's how the cameras work. Oh, actually, this thing has 2 batteries. I did not see that coming. There was another element here that I really liked that made this video camera work. Oh yeah, it also has this remote that also turns your camera on and off, so you don't have to like touch it at all if you're filming from a distance. And it has the start and stop button, which starts the film and stops the film process. So I used to really love this thing while I was filming, because if I didn't like how I was acting at a certain point, I could just stop filming, recoup, and then film the camera again. It would just like edit your stops and starts for you, which I hope this thing still does. I think so. But like I said, when I was doing covers for this channel, this camera was like my lifesaver. I really, really love this thing. It captured great video. It captured excellent audio. Like, not that my computer doesn't do that already, but sometimes with the audio, if I'm just doing audio slowly, I have my earbuds, and if you want to know why sometimes my voice sounds a little weird or why it sounds too quiet, it's because of my stupid earphones. So, speaking of that, the headphones audio type issue, my dad also had got me a very, very special gift. He got me a Yeti microphone, which, if you guys don't know what a Yeti is, it's basically a really, really good microphone that catches your audio very, very well. I know a bunch of YouTubers who actually have specific Yeti microphones because they wanted to get as good of quality as possible for their audio. So I asked my dad if he can get me like a microphone that would like connect to my laptop or whatever so that I could save stuff. I did not know he was gonna get me a Yeti, not just any Yeti, if I could find the right picture for it. It's a blue Yeti, which I heard is really, 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 really good. And like I said, I had no idea he was going to buy this. I just said, get a good microphone that's a reasonable price, because I know there are a lot of microphones that are super expensive, and I cannot afford to keep such a piece of equipment right now. So, when he got this Yeti Ultimate USB microphone for professional recording, I was thrilled. I was astonished. I was like, yes, I finally can have good audio again like I had before. This is going to be great. Speaking of such, I do have one more thing. And this was unexpected, by the way. I did not ask for this. I just got it out of the random blue. I also got a pair of wireless headphones. They do have a wire in them, so if I need to connect to my laptop, I can do that. But usually these headphones are so that you can keep track of everything, so you can work in a quiet environment. So I really thank Dad for thinking about headphones as well. Like, I didn't think I was gonna need, like, headphones like these, because I don't usually wear headphones, because they are very noise canceling. I cannot hear a single thing from the outside world, and if someone's calling me, I would like to be able to hear, so that's why I wear earbuds. But I guess when it comes to video recording purposes, I do need a pair of these. So, Dad, thank you very much for basically everything, because you basically just helped me improve my channel by a complete long shot. With that being said, though, I'm probably going to be recording my videos elsewhere. Probably not my room, because especially when it gets really dark, as probably you can see, this room is not very bright, and the only time I would be able to get brightness in this room is in the morning, but I work in the morning on weekdays, so that will not be possible. Or I could possibly work in the basement, which I probably will have to do that when my sister's not playing video games, because though the basement does have, like, a side office, but probably my dad needs that office for working purposes. So I still gotta figure the place out, but that's for a later date. Overall, I just want to thank you for joining me for these past 12 days, and I hope you're having a wonderful holidays with your family and you're not probably spending all day watching YouTube videos. Because Christmas is definitely one of those holidays that should not be spent by yourself, but with others, and that's why you probably didn't see this video until really late, because I was spending most of my day with my family downstairs. So, again, happy holidays. I hope you're having a wonderful end of this year, and I hope the next year is going to be better. And I just want y'all to be merry and bright, and I hope you guys enjoyed this 12-day journey with me. I'm Cait, Cher, and it's been real. Ciao!